future Avatar land coming to California Adventure was already bigger than we all thought, but now it's gonna be even bigger. So big that this land might actually end up being pretty similar in size to the Avatar land in Florida. And the crazy thing is, I already made a video very recently talking about how the scope of this project is gonna be unlike anything we've ever seen before. But what I didn't know until now is that the land's biggest secret was hiding in plain sight. And I honestly feel kind of dumb for not realizing this. I'm sorry about that. I'm kind of sick at the moment, but this news was so important that I'm recording it while sick and I don't even have a script doing this, so hope you guys like the video. Alright, let's just get on with the video. Oh, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified for future videos. Now, this secret that was hiding in plain sight so well that no one, even me, had no idea about this, wasn't actually uncovered by me. I watched a really well done video by Hey Bricky discussing this huge secret, so you guys should definitely check that video out when you guys can. But he made some pretty good points that I wanted to talk about today. Now, this big secret that I keep mentioning is not about these abandoned sound stages or how they could be repurposed into future Avatar rides and experiences, but it's actually on Mickey's PhilharMagic. Man, this show I always knew was a very expendable part of California Adventure. I always had that in the back of my mind, but I already discarded this as part of future Avatar expansion, or just part of Avatar in general, because Disney already confirmed that this part of Hollywoodland will be safe. But just because it's gonna be safe for now, doesn't mean it's gonna be safe forever. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't be sad either. They could just destroy that building right now. I would just happily sit down in front of that theater and just watch it get destroyed in front of my eyes. Man, this show's just not great. Half the reason of why it wasn't so great is because the theater is not meant for a show like this. It's meant for a much smaller theater. It's supposed to start out as some very normal looking theater, very normal theater size, and then when the lights go out, it just expands into this pretty wide screen. It's a nice effect, at least when I went to see it in Florida. And it was supposed to replace the Muppets all the way back in 2012, but at the last minute, that was canceled because Disney realized the theater wasn't meant for that show. But eventually they said, we're just gonna put it in here anyway. It doesn't look great, but they put it in there because there's really no other future for this theater. It's kind of just existing and has no future. The actual show can move to another theater. There are other abandoned theaters in the resort that could use this very mediocre show. At least Disney could move it if they wanted to. But the whole thing is, it feels very temporary, and that's because it is. Its close proximity to Avatar turns the question into a question of, when are they going to take this thing out? But the other offering in this building is Award Wieners, a place that serves very mediocre hot dogs, or should I say, meaty ochre. Yeah, this is honestly the last place that I would go to Disney for. I'm already not a huge hot dog guy in general. I think it's okay, but I'm not like I have to eat it here. And if I want to eat a hot dog, I'm gonna go to Galaxy's Edge and have their Ronto wraps, which are basically their take on a hot dog. Those are really good. But these, they're just fine. There's already a kitchen inside that they, used to make the food, so the fact that this place already has a kitchen installed can mean one or two things. One thing is, because there's already this big building, you can possibly turn this big building into an Avatar restaurant. A nice sit-down restaurant. You can have unique food, unique drinks, and a really nice, unique atmosphere as well. It would make this part of Avatar a very huge draw in the land, and really just a huge draw in general for the park. I mean, this park has some really nice food, really nice restaurants as well. So I think just having a really nice must-try restaurant is a pretty big seller, at least in my book. Could be a really huge draw for the land. Now, this is something that was, again, predicted by Hey Bricky, but I might be more of the opinion that this could be partly quick service or just something grab and go, and partly attraction. Now, Again, this building is very big. I'd honestly want to say it's probably about the size of Web Slingers, which is already a pretty decently sized building. You can say whatever you want about the ride. I'm not saying that a Avatar video game ride's gonna come. I mean, that would be pretty cool. But maybe something equally as simple could be brought into this part of the land, and the big boat ride is the really big part of the future Avatar land. Having a very simple dark ride may be a little similar to Na'vi River Journey. Maybe not too similar because that ride's not that great, is really all that land needs. Maybe the ride takes you through elements that you see in Avatar 3, or maybe the future Avatar 4 and 5. That would be pretty neat. But I also think something similar to Villain's Grove at Oogie Boogie Bash would be equally pretty great. As the land is obviously inspired by the second movie, maybe this Villain's Grove-esque sort of attraction takes you through elements of future Avatar movies. Half the reason why I think a Villain's Grove-esque sort of attraction could work is because A, Villain's Grove is already pretty great, although it's pretty repetitive given that they haven't made any changes to it. But I remember going a few years ago to D23, they had this sort of walking Avatar experience. I don't know what I would really call it, but it was a little self-guided tour. We were going through all these little show elements almost, seeing little set pieces inspired by the movies. I thought it was really neat. And so I think something with a bigger budget and on a much bigger scale could definitely work for this future land. But no matter what, I think it's pretty obvious that Mickey's PhilharMagic, or just a place serving basic hot dogs, that's not really a huge draw for Hollywoodland, or really just for the park in general. I mean, this park has a lot of very little things scattered here and there, like drawing pictures, talking to turtles, and then, you know, this, watching a movie. This all isn't permanent stuff. These just feel like very little things to fill in your day. Little just things that if they disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't really bother. But I also understand why they have them here. Gotta have some things for the very little ones to do in a park that doesn't really have many offerings for them. But perhaps, again, you just gut the whole building out and replace it with half attraction and half restaurant, or make a very big sit-down restaurant. Have that be a second huge draw for the land. Personally, I think it'd be pretty cool to make this a really big restaurant. Heck, you can make it in the style of Rainforest Cafe, and I'd be pretty alright. You know, these very mediocre Avatar animals just going crazy as there's like a thunderstorm going on in the Avatar rainforest or whatever. I don't know. I'm thinking of cool ideas. But seeing unique foods, maybe something on the same level as Galaxy's Edge. Yeah, you know what? Make that happen. I'm totally down for that idea. But also, if they do a Villain's Grove, Oogie Boogie Bash self-guided attraction, or have that same idea but turn it into a dark ride, if they do that, I'd be fine with that too. But I think no matter what they do, PhilharMagic needs to go. Just throw the show away. Throw all these hot dogs away too. No one will miss them.